Yeah.
Can I just touch on one thing? You spoke about Harvey Weinstein for a second there,
Yes.
and the Me Too movement.
Mhm.
One thing, what I really wanted to ask someone, you might be the perfect person. I thought it seemed an obvious. Um, it didn't seem like much of a secret that that's what he was into, that he was
Okay.
doing things, and
Okay.
then when it
So
all blew up, I'm sitting there going, well, didn't you all know? Like, and then everyone's sitting there
yes,
going, pretending like, oh, this is startling news.
I actually have insight into this. So my best friend at the time was Harvey Weinstein's longest serving female assistant. She was his assistant for 4 years and then was moved to the TV department. Um, so she knew so many stories about him. She took women to his hotel room, but she didn't know what was happening on the other side of it. The rape part of it was not something people were aware of. They knew he was having sex with girls. Yes,
Oh,
which
okay.
does that, like, there is a difference between, even if it's like really seedy, there is a difference between a girl consenting and rape. There's an obvious difference there. So like my friend was absolutely, I mean, he'd been horrible to her as well. So she was traumatized from just working with him. Because yes, everyone knew he was a horrible guy. It
Yeah.
wasn't like everyone in the industry thought he was, this wonderful person or anything. No, he was horrible, as are lots of others. And there was so many. One of the things was because he was so successful and so powerful, and then for and he was one of many men who behaved in that way and sort of had these tyrant sort of personas. And so what happens there is that all of the men coming up try to replicate that. They want that tyrant persona.
Yeah.
And so you're dealing just with hundreds of them. You've got the actual Harvey Weinstein, and then you've got all these little wannabe Harvey Weinstein. So that's what you're navigating in the industry, basically. Yeah. So when the Harvey Weinstein story broke, no one was. I mean, I wasn't like, oh gosh, I'm absolutely shocked by this. But I will tell you one thing that was revealed to me. So when I was like writing scripts, especially when I was getting really desperate, one of the things my agents would say to me all the time is, why doesn't your friend slip Harvey your script? He'll buy it. And she never did. And I remember for years, like for 4 years, I spent like that time, I never said anything because I asked her one time and she was like, oh, okay, I'll think about it. And then she never did and never brought it up. And so I was like, oh gosh, does she just not think I'm very good? Like, does she just think the script is shit, that I'm not talented enough? She's embarrassed by me, blah, blah, blah. No, she informed me that she didn't know about the rapes, but she knew what he would
You
sort
try
of offer.
something.
He
Yeah.
knew what was on offer. She didn't want to put me in that situation.
That's a good friend. Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
The most amazing friend. And she never told me, she never said anything about it.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so she saved me from that. And because I mean, I would never have done anything with him, but the trauma of how much more traumatized I would have been being in
Yeah.
that situation. Yeah. And so even now, from what I hear of how it is over there, yeah, nothing has basically changed. A lot of insurance premiums have just been upped. And now, yeah, there's less women in the room because men are like, well, okay, there's just not even going to be a woman present for the job, because what if she accuses us
Yeah.
of sexual harassment? So yeah, no, is it a successful movement? I would say absolutely no way. Was it necessary? Yes,
Yeah.
but it
Necessary.
hasn't
Yeah.
changed anything because I don't think you can change it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know what the solution is, but it women speaking up is such a small part of it. There's no point us speaking up if there's not actual change by these perverted men.
Yeah. Hey, it sounds like a massive, massive conversation someone needs to have. And who knows, you might yeah, you might be the voice. Listen, I want to thank you very much for coming on this program. It's been it's very helpful for myself to hear and help understand what's going on. Not just about the birthing parent, but everything with Giggle, but all, where women are standing and where how other points of
Yeah.
views, other points of views in
Yeah,
that.
and I
Yeah,
think that in where we are in Australia at the moment, this, especially like this birthing parent gender identity sort of thing, this is going to become news more and more because we're a few years behind the UK and the US on this issue, and we're seeing stories every day, but it's just going to be more and more. So I would say to all your listeners, sort of just keep an eye out because it is crazy. And the laws that have been changed in stealth without our knowledge and things, it's if
Yeah.
you've got, especially if you've got young daughters, check out what the laws are in single sex spaces, because you might find that they're actually in quite precarious situations or could find themselves in precarious situations.
Okay. Hey, we've just for the listeners, I'm going to put Sall's the giggle links up in the description for us.
Yeah, I will
and
say,
they-
just it's a frustrating app to use at the moment because we're actually doing renovations because we're about to do a whole cool new thing. So yeah, if it doesn't work for you right now, it's not because it's shit. It's just because we're actually the coders are working really, really hard.
just put it on hold and try again later on. It'll all be worthwhile.
Basically.
Remember,
It's really
giggle.
frustrating, but yeah.
Giggle. Okay, Sall, thanks
Much
very much
fun.
for joining me. It's been awesome to talk to you. And
You too.
right, thanks very much for joining the Slippery Slope.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Cheerio. Bye.